Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And if you've been watching my Twitch channel recently, you'll know that I have been doing a little bit of an experiment and also just going back to how I played World of Tanks for the first year. For the first year, I was a free-to-play player. Obviously my stream and YouTube channel started to take off in 2012 and suddenly I started to get gifts from all of you. I started to have lots of premium tanks, lots of premium time. This is something that I didn't have back in the day. I used to have to work for my gold and I used to seriously consider every single credit that I spent in World of Tanks. So recently I've been thinking that I've lost my way. You know, I've lost my feel of what 75% of people play this game, right? And so what I've done is I've gone back and I've started a new account, as you can see, that is called Plays for Free. And the whole idea of this account is that I'm allowed to use bonus codes that are available for everybody, you know, like invite codes. I personally use the WOT Reddit 2018 code on this account to be able to get a little bit of gold, a Churchill 3 I think, and a few days of premium time. And when Wargaming release bonus codes on their website that everybody can use, I'm allowed to use those as well. But I'm not allowed to spend any money myself on this account, and I'm also not allowed to receive gifts from other players on this account as well. So don't send them to me because I'm just going to reject them, and I don't know what happens then. Are you going to have to still pay for it? Well, whatever. No bother to me, so don't do it. I've warned you. And one of the key reasons why I'm doing this as well is because I don't know about all of you, but in the last year I have become a little bit disheartened with some of the pay-to-win aspects of World of Tanks. And so I felt that to have a well-rounded opinion on the matter, and so hopefully I can come up with something that is just obvious and so hopefully I can see the obvious things that annoy each and every one of you, which has resulted in World of Tanks losing quite a lot of its popularity in the last year. And then hopefully I can use this to make better informed decisions, make better informed videos, and also hopefully submit some feedback to Wargaming. Now, I'm not saying that this is... people always seem to think that what I say to Wargaming really kind of matters. They listen to me, but in the end, they're a company with thousands of employees, and they've got lots of people who research these things in a far more organized and also extensive manner. And so, while they'll take into account what anyone in the community says, and while I do feel that they might hold what I have to say in higher regard than maybe some raging muppet on the forum, don't get an idea that the things that I'm going to be talking about today, and also the things I'm going to be talking about in the upcoming month on this channel, are like a guarantee that suddenly everything's going to change. I just want to have a bit of open discourse with all of you, and the first step in that is, of course, going and experiencing it myself. So, lo and behold, I am playing up towards the KV-1. Why have I chosen to go towards the KV-1? Well, I've chosen to go towards the KV-1 because it has a 122mm derp gun, and its high explosive rounds are really cheap. They are costing 257 credits per shell, and that allows you to still do damage to tier 7 tanks, and if you do hit some vehicles flush like that DW2, then you can even one-shot lower tiered heavies. Hopefully this one's going to one-shot as well, but it looks like it hits the angled part of the Type 95, so we don't actually one-shot that tank. You know what, I would have expected to not actually penetrate the DW2, but penetrate the Type 95, but whatever, it happens anyway. Hopefully this one's going to go in. There you go, good stuff. We pick up 2 kills and pretty much 750 damage with 3 shots, and that cost me 750 credits, and even without a premium account, I'm going to be making some decent credits from that. Now, you also see I'm using standard consumables. I'm also using, I think at the time, probably about an 80% crew, or between about 80 to 100% crew with no 6th sense, no repairs, none of that good stuff, and so I've got to be careful if I get tracked and so on and so forth. Goodbye Panzer 4D, rip. I have to admit, this 122mm derp does feel very dominant even in a free-to-play stance, and it's one of the vehicles that I would recommend that everybody who wants to make credits without a premium account goes to. Something like this, something like the M4 Sherman, something even like the M44, and that's going to be for another story. And so, other things about this account, I'm not using vents on this tank. I'm not using a gun rammer at the time. I'm just using binoculars. I might be using a toolkit. I'm definitely not using a camera net because we would be able to see that along the bar at the bottom. And that is the holy trinity that you want to buy. The first thing that you want to buy in World of Tanks is not really that tier 5 or tier 6 tank. It's a pair of binoculars. And this is a great weekend to do it on the European server because equipment is half price. You can actually buy them for 250,000 credits, which is just absolutely phenomenal. I think on the very first day I was playing on the account, and everybody who starts World of Tanks, if you complete the tutorial set of missions, you actually can get about 10 days total premium time if you use the WOT Reddit 2018 invite code, and then you complete all the tutorials. You can get 10 days of premium, and you also can get yourself a rental of a T-3485M. It seems a bit bizarre, really, to give all the new players a vehicle like that. It's going to give them an idea that, oh yeah, premium tanks are absolutely awesome, but maybe that's what Wargaming are trying to go for. But, you know, during those first 10 days, I've been playing on this account quite a lot. I think I've played about 100 to 200 games just to be able to try and save up some credits, to be able to try and make that horrible period at the start of the game when you're trying to get your hands on everything as painless as possible. But I'm not really going to be talking about that in this video. What I'm going to be talking about, I'll be talking about that and how to start World of Tanks efficiently in the future is something that I definitely want to do. I think that's going to be an entire dedicated video, probably coming to you in December, about how I would start World of Tanks in 2018. And you know what? I'll probably also make a video about, is World of Tanks worth starting in 2018 before I make that one, right? So we put a few of the caveats out there about the horrible things that I've been encountering on my free-to-play account. Now, a lot of you will know that, though, when I make my YouTube videos, I'm trying to be the best person that I can be. I'm not saying that I'm going to just ignore all of the negative aspects of the game, and this is one of the reasons why I've gone onto this account, so I can go and find out about them. But there's no doubt I'm trying to be the person that I want to be, somebody who's positive, somebody who's optimistic, somebody who's happy. And there's no doubt that if you've watched my streams, you'll know that after I play this game for about 4 or 5 hours, that all goes out the window. Now, whether you think that who I am on my YouTube channel is fake, if that is, that's absolutely fine. I totally understand, I respect that. But let me tell you that myself and all other YouTubers out there, they are putting on a persona on YouTube. And not being fake, but they're trying to be the person that they want to be, you know, the person that they would love to be for that full 24 hours, but it's probably not possible because you're just going to probably end up like going absolutely crazy. Talking about going crazy, yeah, that PZ-1C just rushes in and unloads a premium magazine right at me at the start of the game. Okay, that's one way to try and take out a Swedish tier 4 tank destroyer. Another thing that I'm actually working on this account, and you might be surprised, but why the hell are you playing a tier 4 Swedish tank destroyer? Oh, come on, I would have got that Panzer 38T on the enemy team. One of the reasons why I'm playing Swedish tank destroyers is because on this account, I've been taking advantage of events. And I literally just got this tank yesterday. This game was played on the 24th of November on stream. And yeah, when I'm playing on my free-to-play account, I seem to be more excited about events in World of Tanks. On my main account, I don't really care if Wargaming's going to give me 300,000 or 400,000 credits worth of consumables, premium consumables that I can sell almost instantly, or I can actually sell instantly, as long as, of course, they're not on sale. And, you know, that's just awesome stuff that you can get your hands on. It can save you so much time on your free-to-play account. And so these are all things that I'm coming back in and I'm going to be able to recommend more important things to you. And I'm going to be able to just have a better grounding. And so this is probably one of the best things I've actually done in a while. And it's also thrilling because hopefully all of you out there are going to see how... Well, remember, this is probably kind of... Every single game you see on my YouTube channel is like a 1 in 10 game. Although, remember when I tried to actually do that, and then I kind of got a first class and an ace tanker in the M48 and the Comet when I said that? Well, maybe just when I'm trying to play and I know that people are going to watch me on YouTube, I just try my best, right? Maybe that's why that video worked out so well. But yeah, what I'm trying to suggest is that hopefully these kind of videos that you guys, and if you want to see them more, please do let me know in the comments. And if you want to see me playing on my free-to-play account and seeing highlights from that channel, or not even highlights, some of the negative things that happen on the channel from my Twitch stream as well, then definitely let me know, because I feel like hopefully this is... Oh, by the way, just interrupt my thought there for a second. That's brilliant. I just smashed a tier 3 premium tank destroyer there with a crazy amount of view range. I think 400 meters view range on that tank. Absolutely crazy. That thing's like the unnerfed Marder 2 from back in the day, albeit quite slower. But what I'm trying to say is that I feel that hopefully some of you are going to feel more connected to my content because I'm doing this. And you're going to see, oh yeah, he's using standard consumables. He actually has to press his 6 key when he gets set on fire. He's not using a gun rammer and vents on all of his vehicles. He's kind of going with that holy trinity of camo net, binoculars, And sometimes I'll buy vents if they're cheap, and if I can try and get the equipment while it's half price, and then I can sell the vehicle later on. Of course, I'm going to try and use it. But the fact that we just smashed a game in our KV1 just playing like everybody else, maybe some of you are going to be able to learn something more from that than when you see me going and ruffle stomping in my tier 10 tanks, running premium consumables and running like coated optics and everything, and I've got 6 crew skills on that vehicle, and every time my sixth sense goes off I know exactly what's happening. So maybe you're going to be able to pick up a few tips and tricks from this account as well. Talking about tips and tricks, I don't want to drive out in front of a Hetzer. We lost a lot of our health to that SU-76G, and so it's clearly that he's going to be in the northern part of this map. Now, in this kind of situation, I guess I could be pressuring the cap circle, but I'm more thinking, well, look, that Matilda, he's on a good amount of hit points. If anybody's going to interrupt the cap circle, it's got to be the Matilda. So I have to take my opportunity to try and harass this Hetzer with the Hetzer while he's distracted. You can see that he's aiming at my ally, and tunnel vision, baby! I wanted to aim as long as I possibly could. This tier 4 Swedish tank destroyer, when you're running like a 75% crew like I was on this tank for the entirety of the grind, has a seriously long aim time. But when you do fully aim those shots, they do go well, and we've pretty much one-shot every single tank we fired at so far. Okay, so I've run out of AP rounds here, and I made sure I didn't load heat. I'm loading high explosive rounds because I don't want to waste those 4,000 credits looking for a shell here on the SU-76. But oh no, it whiffs to the left. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to hard forwards so I can try and avoid the SU, so I can try and get safe from the Panzer SFL 4B. Is he going to come around the corner? Well, I got to spank his tracks, surely. There you go, spank his tracks to get into position. But I haven't removed half of his hit points. That makes me a little bit nervous, and I really hope my friend is going to come and help me. And you can see that I'm looking for my friend to help me there, because he actually, I have a little bit of a jink of the camera to the left to see exactly what that Hetzer's doing. Have a quick I'm keeping on peeking round the corner to be able to see what this SU-76 FT is, and I'm just thinking, well, maybe I can splash his tracks again, but a shell comes in. That probably means that the SAL-42 is actually relocated into a location like this, and he's trying to shoot the Hetzer in the side. Luckily, our artillery hits the SU-76, which means that he's way below half hit points now, and so even if I splash pretty much next to his vehicle, I'm probably going to be able to shut him down. Alright, so I'm just waiting, hoping that he's going to look at the Hetzer instead of me, just like we did with the previous Hetzer. And I'm staying 50 meters away from him because I don't want to be spotted, and I really want him to focus on the tier 4 German tank destroyer. He does. I come round, I wait, I boom. Okay, good stuff. 6 kills for this vehicle, and from here on, of course, it's going to be a little bit of a let's find where the pig is hiding. And so, ladies and gents, boys and girls, I am playing the game for absolutely free again. I'm hoping this is going to be an experience that's not only going to be enjoyable for you, I hope it's going to be an experience that allows me to become a more informed commentator, and by the way, I hold the shell here because I wanted the Matilda to get a Top Gun in this game, because you know what, when we're free to play account, well, he wants a Top Gun too, right? I don't need my 7th kill. It's absolutely fine for him. But yeah, I'm just hoping that this is going to be a good opportunity to get back to the roots. And I know a lot of people look at me as a player who probably... Well, we're going to find out whether I can still play World of Tanks without kind of like spending all of the money on it, right? And luckily in these 2 rounds, well, at least we smashed an ace tanker, and this was the first ever game I played in the KV1 on this account with 1,719 damage combined with 5 kills to get 1,136 base experience points. And if I wasn't running a premium account, I would have made 22,000 credits profit. Look at that resupply on the consumables. Look at that resupply on the ammunition. Thing of beauty, right? 35,000 credits profit with a premium account that I will obviously not be getting any more of unless I can try and find to be able to get premium for free once that 10-day trial, once you start a new account of World of Tanks, runs up. And then next up in the Stridsvagn, or should I say the Saab M43, we get a high caliber and a Top Gun. Didn't want to be greedy, and we let the Matilda get a Top Gun as well. I tried to invite him to a platoon to be able to get a crucial contribution medal, but unfortunately he had his platoon invites disabled, a lot like I do. So I guess sucks for both of us that we're trying to be antisocial. And bam, 1,500 credits spent. So this would have been 15,000 credits profit without a premium account, but with was 24. And this tank isn't my goal. The reason why I've picked these two tanks to be able to make my way up the tech tree is, number one, I got a Churchill when I started this account because I used an invite code Reddit 2018 when I created an account. And of course, if I've got a Churchill 3 and that's going to be pretty much my money-making credit grinder, then I'm going to have an exceptionally skilled Soviet heavy tank crew. So I want to put them in a Soviet heavy like the KV-1 and then train them up with the Churchill while I'm grinding it. And also, I'm getting Swedish tank destroyers because I think that they don't really need premium rounds, especially towards the mid-tiers and even towards the upper tiers. If I can get my hands on a UDES, I think I might be able to play UDES quite free to play, and it's a real challenge once you start to get towards tier 8, tier 9 and tier 10 to be able to play this game for free. That's what I'm doing. Luckily, obviously I can use my experience of World of Tanks to strategize when I'm making this new account, and I guess I'll try and sum it up in a video. What I suggested is how I would start again in 2018. So maybe you can use that as tips and tricks if you're either going to re-roll on a different server, or alternatively, if you're going to get a friend into the game and kind of get them a little bit of a quick start guide. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm hoping you're thinking this is a good idea. If it is, give this video a thumbs up. But if you hate this free-to-play content, then give this video a thumbs down and let me know why in the comments below. And if you're watching this video as it's released on Sunday, it's time for another World of Tanks Tech Tree Showcase on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby. And this week, 527 of you have voted. And the winner is the FV4005 Stage 2 with about 10% of the vote. So come along right now as I showcase the entirety of the fairly fast, lightly armoured, British turreted tank destroyers, culminating with a vehicle that is pretty much the opposite of free to play, a complete filthy gold noob tank. Although I guess you can play that thing with armor piercing if you're interested in that kind of thing. But I think a lot of you are really wanting to see 1,750 damage Hesh bombs on the tanks. And if you haven't been to one of my tech tree showcases before, they're basically like miniature tank reviews all the way up the trees, so you can see if it's a line that maybe interests you, or alternatively, if you already have the tanks, maybe pick up a few tips and tricks along the way. So I'm really looking forward to seeing as many of you as possible right now on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.